So I would like to show you Wi-Fi Nomads tools. Basically, Wi-Fi Nomads is a uh, technical community. We share Wi-Fi knowledge and solve Wi-Fi issues. So recently, we have created a few tools which are, without any great plan. We have just created which came very well. Those are SSID Overhead Calculator and Wi-Fi Airtime Calculator. So I wanna go through these tools, how we build it, and how these tools are gonna help you. Uh, that's it. So let's talk about SSID Overhead Calculator. So this calculator mostly helps the network indicators to actually know how much overhead, just beacons overhead, how much they have created in their network, right? So if you go to any organization, right, a big environment where you can see a lot of SSIDs configured in their network, right? So but which causes problems, of course, right? When you have too much of overhead, just beacons overhead, that causes a lot of problems. So using this tool, you will know how much overhead that you have created, and if you are going to actually design a new network, there you can basically use this tool and design the network better. Okay, so for example, I want to show you two scenarios where okay, so I cannot see. The number of APs which I have created, and for each AP has 4 SSIDs, which created around 10% of the overhead, which is even that is also not acceptable in general scenarios, right? So if I have 20 access points, and each access point has 8 SSID, which created 67% of the overhead, just the beacon overhead. If I have this much too much of overhead, how I can watch a Bahubali film in 4K, and how I will look at why Kattappa killed Bahubali, right? So yeah, you should be careful when you are designing a network. So this tool, in one way, it will help you. Okay. So this is. Do you feel it's a useful tool, right? Yeah. Great. Then we'll move to the next calculator, which is Wi-Fi Airtime Calculator. How we can calculate a frame airtime. It just won't calculate the time taken by a frame on the air. So basically, it calculates when you have a frame and you want to calculate it, and it will calculate the time taken by the system and the frame transmitted on the air. So it will calculate individual component relation, and it will give you the overall transmitted time taken by a frame. Okay, so here in these scenarios, you will have a lot more scenarios where you can see HTV, HT, or you can calculate the airtime of HE, MU frame, right? So here you provide the payload, how much payload you want to transmit, and that will calculate the overall transmission time. Okay, so all these fields, whatever the fields that you are seeing here, will affect the duration of transmission. Okay, so basically changing the guard interval or contention or bandwidth, everything. So okay, so let's see how we build this Wi-Fi airtime calculator and the math behind it. So okay, so before that, so let's talk about I have a frame to transmit. Okay, and what is the transmission process it has to follow. So in Wi-Fi, you cannot just like that transmit a frame, right? So you have to follow certain protocols, which is CSMA. Okay, so now I have a frame to transmit, and what I have to do first thing is you need to go through CCA or now. You need to check the medium is free or anyone is transmitting it, right? You basically check in two ways. One is physical carrier sensing and other is virtual carrier sensing. So once you check the medium is ideal and no one is transmitting and the nav is geo, then can I transmit? Of course not. There are a lot more to do. So next you will go to the DIFS or AIFS process, which is interframe spacing. So where you have to again a brief amount of time. Okay. So this is basically calculated using IFS interframing space duration values. So then again, you have to go through the random backup where you pick the a number between two values, and again you multiply with the other value, which is slot time. And again, you have to wait for that amount of time. And next, if the protection is enabled, okay, then you instead of data, you have to transmit the RTS with its preamble. Why we separated this preamble part here is because we have calculated preamble separately, okay, and you will see that in the transmission graph. Okay, so once you transmit the RTS, then again you have to wait for the SIFS amount of time. Why SIFS amount of time? Because the SIFS is the time taken by the receiver to actually process the received data. Now, the receiver received that RTS, and so it requires SIFS amount of time to actually process the data on a high level. So once it received that, then it will transmit the CTS part with its preamble. Then, once you receive it, I mean, again, you need to wait for the SIFS amount of time. Now, now you transmit the actual MPDU or data that you have. Okay, so now once you transmit, your job is not done yet, because you need to know whether the receiver has received the data or not, right? So again, you have to wait for the SIPS amount of time, then you will get the acknowledgement. Okay, so this is the overall transmission process that you see in Wi-Fi, general Wi-Fi. Okay, now let's see how we have calculated these values, these durations. Okay, now preamble. So this is where we spend most of the time in calculating it. So in legacy, it is a simple 20 microseconds, and whereas in 11N, so the legacy part will be added with the 11N preamble. Overall, it becomes the 36 microseconds, which varies based on the spatial stream. Okay, so in 11 AC, the one more field will be added, which adds 4 microseconds of the duration, which is VHT SIGB. So now it came around 40 microseconds overall. Right. So in HESU, it is similar to the AC one. But whereas in HEMU, we again have to add the HE SIGB part. It varies based on the number of users that you select in the calculator. So yeah, this is the overall preamble part, how we calculate it. Okay, so but these values, I'm showing it as approximate values, but when you actually provide all the information, you will get the accurate value in the calculator. So how we calculated the IFS? So SIPs and slot time are predefined, okay, which are fixed. Based on these values, we calculate the all other IFS types. So the access category, voice or video, which varies. The APS value varies based on the type of the traffic. So using those access category AFSN values, we calculate the AFS or the wait time. Okay. So in DIFS, it is simple. So you multiply two with the slot times and add that with the SIFs. Whereas in AFS, you multiply with the AFSN number. This is a simple formula as an example. If you look at the access category, right, in QAS, we know that QAS gives priority to the voice and video. In IFS, basically it gives priority to the voice and video by delaying other traffic types. So now, so if you give the AFS and as 2 here, you will get the same duration as 34 microseconds as DIFS. Okay. Now, DIPS and the AFS value will be similar in case of voice, right? So in that case, we cannot go below than 34 microseconds here in this case. So that's why we delay other traffics. That's how indirectly we get priority to the video or voice. Okay. So in interframe spacing. Next, CW backup, which is very simple. You select a random number. As a user, you can give it, and we multiply with the slot time, and we get the value. That's how we calculate. Then a simple RTS control frame calculation I would like to show. So I don't want to scare you by showing you all this, but here it's simple. Simply, I want to explain. So we take the total number of bits, and once we get the total number of bits, and we calculate how many symbols are required to transmit all these bits. Okay, so once we get the number of symbols required, and we know how much time will be taken to transmit one symbol, so we multiply those many symbols with the duration. So here in this example, which is 4 microseconds is the symbol time, which includes guard interval. So then you will get the overall transmission time. So similar to CTS also. So you can check out this later. So similar the data calculation also, but the difference will be there we use the legacy data rates. Here we use MCS values, and if you vary the bandwidth, then more subcarriers will be added. Okay, so it is also similar where we calculate the total bits and get the required symbols, then we multiply. So yeah, so here is an interesting part. So when we say evolution of Wi-Fi, right? We talk about the feature. 11N gave me the aggregation, or 11AC gives it that feature, or AX gave me the OFDMA and all, right? So why we need all these feature, all these evolutions, right? So to save some time, really, right? To save some time, and using this calculator, I want to show you the real evolution. So now I have a 1500 bytes of data. So using 11AC, if I transmit that, this is a deleted slide. Okay. Okay. So here is a slide. So if I want to transmit those 1500 bytes, so in 11AC, which is taking around 228 microseconds, even if I transmit with the highest possible data rate, which is 54 Mbps, right? Whereas in 11AX, if you see 13 microseconds, which is a real evolution, right? Proud of Wi-Fi. So yeah, I wanna thanks to Ermon for his wonderful blogs and Wi-Fi Airtime Calculator. So we have taken his calculator as a reference to create this calculator. And I also want to thanks to whole Nomads team who tested these calculators and my patients. Okay, so here you can find the tool in WiFiNomads.net. So here are the links where we are on LinkedIn, and we also have a WhatsApp community where we chat on about Wi-Fi. Yeah, thank you, Sitarama sir, for the opportunity.
Yes, that was a wonderful one. Do anyone have questions? Yeah. Okay, next.
Yeah. Hi, Gopi. Okay. So in the preamble portion, right? So I see legacy preamble is part of every Wi-Fi generation.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. In preamble, there is.
Yes. Legacy preamble is
part of every Wi-Fi generation to maintain the backward compatibility, right?
Right.
But if you take Wi-Fi 6E, there are no legacy devices there. So do we still have legacy preamble there? If yes, may I know why?
I don't know the reason, but you can see the legacy preamble in Wi-Fi 6E also. You can share it. You can share it, Srivan. Yes. Everyone needs to be aware.
Yeah. So because legacy preamble not only is for backward compatibility, maybe that's not right. It's basically detection of a burst. So the coexistence across generations. So how do you? It's a burst communication. So to detect the burst, legacy preamble is the easiest. Now even in 6E, if you look at it, beacons, RTS, CTS, block acts go as legacy for various good reasons. Because the lowest overhead, if you go to his overhead calculator, the legacy preamble has the least overhead because all others actually add legacy preamble plus other overheads. So quick answer is Wi-Fi 6E and everything which goes in 6 gigahertz has legacy preamble. We can talk more.
Yeah, two questions, Gopi. One is that just a small suggestion. Why are we still in your first slide, right? In your options, in your app. So we can see that you are still using DIFS, not the default interference space, but some ADC have anyway more onto AIFS and WMQS from N, right? So that can be changed. Like
No. Everything will be available.
Yeah.
So this is just a slide. So can we open the tool if possible? So I'll just show you. So you can select everything.
yeah, it is better. Default may not be diffs. Because later from there we have come to EDC and we are now doing WM everywhere from N, right? Yeah, that is one suggestion. Yeah, thanks for the presentation. And one more thing is
Scroll up.
yeah. So yeah, in this sorry.
Yeah. Yes.
In this AIFS calculator, CW min and CW max values are anyway going to be random, right?
Yes.
So, very become some random.
That you need to pick one random. So you are the device. So you need to give it as an input. So you can pick a random value.
Okay. So do you have an option there to?
Yeah. So not this one, another one. Vardhan.
Yeah, which then been optimized where, but it's random like.
So this one. So scroll up. So very good. Yeah, contention window, you can give any value randomly. So based on when you select AFSN, by default we change the contention window value, but still you can change it if you want to.
Okay. But that is something the machine sources we are not supposed to.
Yeah. So here the machine is not going to use this tool. So we are going to.
No, we don't know what's the contention value window that the machine is choosing.
Yeah.
And we have an option to know that we don't have.
No. We don't. It's random, right?
Right. Yeah. That's all. Thank you.